family, the family unit. Kalu lived with his poor parents in the riverine village. His father was a poor fisherman, and his mother was just a housewife who did not do anything to bring in money. Kalu had a younger brother and two sisters. His parents found it difficult to feed the children. The children engaged in odd jobs to help feed the family. Kalu was the only child that attended school. Their father could not afford to send all of them to school. Kalu was brilliant in school and always came first in the examinations. He could not finish secondary school because of lack of money. He was then sent to a man in the city for 4 years to learn how to trade in beverages. While he was an apprentice, Kalu lived with his master. He also helped his master's wife with domestic chores. One day, Kalu mistakenly broke a glass while washing their dishes. His master's wife beat him and asked him to replace the glass. Kalu went back to the village to inform his parents. His father was sad and angry and beat Kalu for his carelessness. Kalu was sad about this. He did not forget this incident. He thought his father hated him. We move on to the family unit, part 2. After a while, Kalu went back to the city and bought another glass with money contributed by their family. He later completed his apprenticeship and his master set him up in business. He then became his own master. Kalu was serious about his business and soon became rich. He had cars and built houses in the city. He got married to a beautiful woman and had 3 children. But Kalu forgot his poor parents in the village. He became unkind to them and his younger siblings. He did not visit them and did not allow them to visit him. He cut himself off from them. All effort by friends to make him change his attitude towards his parents did not succeed. His mother became sick and was rushed to the hospital. The doctor charged 20,000 naira for an operation and other expenses. So Kalu's younger brother came to him for money, but Kalu locked him up for insulting him. You don't say insulting him. His father had to borrow money from the village chief to pay the hospital bills before Kalu's mother was treated. One day, Kalu was playing with his son in the sitting room. His son threw a ball and broke Kalu's wedding photograph hung on the wall. This made Kalu remember what happened to him when he was an apprentice. He realized that it was poverty that made his father beat him, and now hated, and not hatred. So Kalu went back to the village and asked his relations to beg his parents and his younger siblings for forgiveness for the way he had treated them. After much begging, his parents and his younger siblings embraced him, and their family came together again. It's time to read from the grade 3, how to use chemicals safely. How to use chemicals safely. What are chemicals? Chemicals are substances used in various industries. You don't say industries, you say industries. Industries to produce useful things such as soap, drugs, and paint. They may be harmful to their environment and to human health if taken into the skin, swallowed, or inhaled. Indeed, many of the products we use at home are made from chemicals. Apart from soap, drugs, and paints, other products include detergents, flour, and furniture polish, kerosene, bleach, insect powder, and insecticides. While these products are useful at home, some of the chemicals in these products can make our skin, nose, and eye, and throat hurt. You don't say hurt, you say hurt. They can even poison us. You don't say us, you say us, if used wrongly. The human body can be poisoned if we eat food contaminated by chemicals, take an overdose of drugs, or take in substances like bleach, kerosene, petrol, or insect powder. So we have to be careful in using chemicals products. We can use them safely if we do the following. Do not store chemical substances in empty food cans. Keep kerosene and other dangerous substances away from babies and little children. Keep medicines out of children's reach. Store away air shampoo and air conditioner in private cupboards. If we spray insecticide in our rooms to kill mosquitoes, we should wait for some time before enter the room. In these ways, we will help to prevent the harmful effect of chemicals. Here comes to the end of the grade 3 reading passage. We move on to grade 2, Nigeria Primary Reading Practice for week 10. Traditional dresses in our culture. You don't say culture, you say culture. Whenever people say culture, you tell them no, the right pronunciation is culture. Clothes are the things that we wear to cover our nakedness. They keep us warm and also make us look smart and attractive. The clothes we wear include vests, petticoats, pants, knickers, shirts, blouses, skirts, t-shirts, sweaters, trousers, wrappers, caps, and scarves. Certain clothes, you don't say certain, it is certain. Certain clothes are usually worn by people from particular ethnic, you don't say ethnic, you say ethnic groups. In Nigeria, look at the picture. This is a Yoruba man and a woman. This is the Igbo man and a woman. This is an Hausa man and a woman. Let's move on. The first shows how Yoruba men and women usually dress. The past tense of woman is women, not women. Women. Yoruba people come from the western part of Nigeria. The men wear a large loose tunic, agbada, over a loose top, buba, baggy trousers, shokoto, and a cap, fila. While the women wear a loose top, buba, wrapper hero, and headgear gele with a shoulder piece ipele to complete the outfit. The middle picture shows how Igbo men and women usually dress. Igbo people come from the eastern part of Nigeria. The men wear a loose, long-sleeved top over a wrapper or a pair of trousers with a cap. The women wear a blouse over wrappers made from particular types of cloth called abada and joji. They also wear headgear. The last picture shows how Hausa men and women usually dress. The Hausa people come from the northern part of Nigeria. The men wear a large, loose tunic, babariga, over a loose top like Yoruba men, with a pair of trousers, wondo, and a tall cap. The women wear a long flowing gown with a veil over the head and across the shoulder. Here comes to the end of the reading passage for grade 2. We move on to grade 1, reading passage for week 10. On my way to school. On my way to school. On Wednesday morning, you don't say Wednesday, it's Wednesday. On Wednesday morning, I was going to school as usual. I left home at 7 o'clock so as not to be late. I had to walk along a busy road to get to school. As I was going, a little girl suddenly, you don't say suddenly tried to run across the road, but was hit by the motorcycle. The cyclist had tried his best to avoid hitting the girl, but, you don't say but, you say but he had failed. The girl had some cuts. You don't say some, you say some cuts on her leg. You don't say her leg, and it began to bleed. Many people who were around began to run to help her, and I joined them. When I got to her, I discovered that it was Nika, my neighbor. I had to go with her to the hospital. At the hospital, a doctor and a nurse attended to her. After some time, I came back home to tell Nika's mother about what had happened. She screamed, and together we quickly left for the hospital. It was after that I left for school and I was late. When I explained, you don't say explain, you say explain, why I was late, my class teacher praised me for my kindness. Here comes the end of the grade 1, week 10. We move on to grade 5, week 10, reading passage. Excellent devotion to duty. Excellent devotion to duty. Bola has always behaved well. He is a good pupil who listens carefully in class and finishes all his homework. You don't say homework? Yes, you see homework. It is not surprising. You hear people say surprising. No, it is surprising. It is not surprising that his teacher had given him special duties. It is his duty to look after books in the class. He collects them at the end of the day and puts them on the shelf. Last week, 2 older boys climbed through. You don't say through. There's a difference between through and through. Through the window of the classroom because they wanted to steal the books and sell them in the markets. You don't say market, it's market. Bola shouted, you don't say shouted, don't touch them. They don't belong to you. Leave them alone. The other boy laughed at him. You can't stop us. You don't say us, you say us. One of them said and pushed Bola to the ground. Bola hurt. You don't say hurt his ankle, but he was determined to prevent the books from being stolen. He stood up and ran to the window. Help! He yelled. Some boys are stealing our books. A teacher was outside and he ran across to Bola. The 2 other boys ran to the door, but another teacher was coming into the classroom. The thieves were caught. You don't say thief, you say thieves. Thieves. Here comes the end of the week 10, year 5 reading passage. We move on to year 6 reading passage for week 10. A play, the gender issue. Play is one type of literature. It's different from other type of literature because combine actions with word. A play has some features. Character, a person in a play. Setting, a place where event in a book happens. Scene, a part of a play. Dialogue, a conversation in a play or a book. You don't say conversation, you say conversation. Theme, you don't say theme, it is theme. The main idea in a piece of writing. Scene 1, Malam Sheu and his daughter Amina. Malam Sheu, what are you doing at home at this time? Didn't you go to school today? Looking surprised. Almost crying. I went, but I was driven back because I have not paid my school fees. I see. Can you see what I have been telling you? Education is for boys, not for girls. Is that the reason why you did not want to pay my school fees? Pause it. What is the essence of my paying your school fees when I know you will end up in another man's house as a wife? Malam, it's not fair. There is nothing a boy can become in life that a girl cannot become, and even better. Unrepented. I don't know about that, but I want to concentrate on the education of your younger brother so that you can carry on with the name of the family. Amina looking dejected. And you think I cannot contribute anything in the family? My daughter, don't argue with me. Your place should be in the kitchen, beside your mother, assisting her in cooking, washing, and cleaning the house. But Malam, my teacher said, don't Malam me. Where is your job? Cover your head and go to the kitchen right now. Girls are not supposed to ask questions. Or is it because I have not married you off yet? I'm sorry, Malam. She screams off crying. Scene 2. Malam Sheu and his son Danladi. Malam Sheu looking worried. Danladi, your teacher reported to me that you are not regular in school. Why? I'm remorseful. It's a lie. I'm regular in school. Surprised by the unrepented attitude of his son. Are you saying your teacher is lying? Strong. I don't know. All I know is that I've been going to school. Malam Sheu, not convinced. Okay, I will call your teacher. Dice the teacher's number. Teacher, hello, Malam. Hello, our teacher. Danladi says he has been regular in school and in class. He's not telling the truth. Just yesterday, he was caught with other boys roaming and smoking in the street. Malam Sheu, astonished. What? Here is a boy I was sacrificing my willing daughter's education for. What has come over him? Malam, I don't think the lad is interested in education. He prefers to play in truants. I am disappointed. Amina, his other sister, wanted education, but I denied her because she's a girl. See what Danladi has done. Worried. I prefer you give Amina a chance to go to school. Malam Sheu, regretfully, I have already married her out to my friend, even though she's doing fine in her husband's house. I regret not sending her to school. Curtain falls. Here comes the end of the year 6, week 10 reading. Here comes year one reading for week 10. Fire safety. Fire safety. Fire safety refers to precautions that are taken to prevent or reduce the likelihood of a fire that may result in death, injury, or property damage. The precautions are also designed to alert. You don't say alert, you say alert. Those in the structure, you don't say structure, of the presence of an unrestrained fire in the event that once occurs. You don't say occurs, you say occurs. They also better enable those threatened by a fire to survive in and evacuate from affected areas or to reduce the damage caused by a fire. You don't say fire. Fire prevention measures comprises those that are planned during the construction of a building, e.g. fire alarm system, or implemented in structures that are already standing and those that are taught to occupants of the buildings, e.g. fire safety instructions or drills. Threats to fire safety are referred to as fire hazards. A fire hazard may include a situation that increases the probability that a fire may start or may impede escape in the event a fire occurs. You don't say occurs, you say occur. Some common fire hazards are cooking appliances, stoves, ovens, eating appliances, wood burning stoves, furnaces, boilers, portable heaters, ignition sources, matches, lighters. Most public, you don't say public, you say public. Most public buildings have fire safety plans. A major part of this plan is a set of written instructions that occupants can follow to prevent to reduce fire hazard or actual fire. The following is a typical set of written instructions in hotel. It is emergency evacuation plan. Emergency evacuation plan. In case of fire, use strawway for exit. Do not use the lift. If you discover fire or smoke inside your room, call the fire department. Give them your location, name, and address. Call the hotel operator. Take your room key, exit the room, and close the door behind you. Alert others in the area. You don't say alert. Activate the nearest fire alarm. Walk to the nearest stairway. Do not use the lift and exit the building. If smoke is present, stay low. If you are ordered to evacuate your room, exit with caution. Feel the door. If the door is not hot, open it slightly and look in both directions for the nearest exit sign. Take your room key, exit the room, and close the door behind you. If the smoke is present, stay low. Walk to the nearest stairway. Do not use the lift to exit their building. Here comes to the end of the reading practice for week 10. I remain teacher grade. Always, we move on to the final one. Year 2 reading practice. Year 2 reading practice. Malnutrition. Malnutrition. Food serves multiple functions. You don't say serve. Food serves multiple functions in most living organisms. Food provides materials that are processed to supply. You don't say supply. Supply energy required for the absorption and movement of nutrients, the production of cell materials, and the removal of waste products. You don't say products. Food supplies and materials which aid the formation of the structural component of the living cells. It also produces the energy or materials needed for all others activities in an organism. Malnutrition is a physical condition resulting either from a faulty or inadequate diet, that is, a diet that does not supply normal quantities of all nutrients, or from a physical inability to absorb or metabolize nutrients. Owing to disease, malnutrition may be a result of several conditions. First, sufficient and proper food may not be available because of inadequate agricultural processes. You don't say agricultural processes. Imperfect distribution of food, or certain, you don't say certain, you say certain social problems such as poverty. You don't say poverty, you say poverty, or alcoholism. In these instances, the cause of malnutrition is most often found to be a diet that is deficient in calories or protein. Malnutrition may also result when certain foods containing one or more of the essential vitamins or minerals are not included in their diets. This commonly leads to specific nutritional diseases. Poor eating habits and food preferences may lead to malnutrition through the habitual consumption of certain food to the exclusion of others, or of large quantities of non-nutritious food. In certain, you don't say certain, in certain parts of Africa, for example, you don't say example, the practice of weaning breastfeed infants to a diet consisting chiefly of one kind of starchy food, such as cassava, may lead to protein deficiencies, kwashiorkor. In part of East Asia, a restricted selection of food and a preference for a white polished rice is a dietary staple has led to a prevalence of the deficiency of thiamine, vitamin B1, which is found mainly in the germ, you don't say jam, and bran of grain. Multiple deficiencies are more likely to occur than single deficiencies, though the manifestation of one type usually predominates. Malnutrition can also arise from acquired or inherited metabolic defects, notably those involving the digestive tract, liver, kidney, and red blood cells. You don't say blood, you say blood. These defects cause malnutrition by preventing the proper digestions, absorption, and metabolism of foodstuffs. You don't say foodstuffs, you say foodstuffs by organisms and tissues. Here comes the end of the reading practice for week 10. I remain teacher great. Always speak right, anytime, any day, anywhere. Speak right. Bye for now. Bye. I remain teacher great. Like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I remain teacher great. Always speak right. Bye for now.